Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the new 4K Ultra HD Blu-Ray edition of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is a 1988 cult classic American fantasy comedy film directed by Tim Burton. The plot revolves around a recently deceased couple played by Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis who become ghosts haunting their former home, and an obnoxious devious poltergeist named Beetlejuice, played by Michael Keaton from the Netherworld, who tries to scare away the new inhabitants, played by Catherine O'Hara, Jeffrey Jones, and Winona Ryder. Now, most of you watching are probably pretty familiar with Beetlejuice. It's a cult classic, as I said before. It's one of the roles that propelled Michael Keaton into superstardom, and it finally got the 4K treatment after the format's been out for 4 or 5 years, and I have to say, this is a treat. I went into this review a little sour because I don't love Beetlejuice as much as everybody else seems to. I think that Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice is a little bit rapey and it kind of throws me off when I watch it. So I think it's fine. I grew up with it and it's a decent watch, but watching it on 4K was an absolute transformative experience for this movie. So let's get into the details. So for the 4K release of Beetlejuice, you got this standard edition, and there's also a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, but you just got this standard front cover that's been used in a lot of prior releases. And the same back cover has been used on prior releases as well. It's a nice glossy slipcover, so we appreciate that. But the inner workings, it looks just like this, same front, and same back cover art. You open it up, and you got a nice 4K disc. And if you want to steal that code, feel free. First one who gets it, because I'm not going to use it. But you take that out, and we also have a Blu-ray disc as well. To start off with, let's talk about the visuals on Beetlejuice, and this looks nearly flawless. For a movie that's over 30 years old, you couldn't tell. It looks like it was made 5 days ago even, because it's full screen, which I love. I love when movies do that, especially in 4K. And it is clear and it's concise, and the image just pops right off the screen. Sure, there's some dodgy CGI in it because it was made so long ago, but the practical effects, which are very prevalent in this movie, they really shine, and they look fantastic to this day. That's why practical effects are great. Sure, I love the big Avengers Infinity War spectacles with so much CGI. You can employ an entire department for years at a time, but this looks great still, and it shows just how good movies were made back in the day on film. And this movie is just a piece of art. That's the best way I can describe it, because the plot's not that deep. The movie is pretty skin deep, but it was a pleasure to watch, and it's funnier than I remember. So from a visual standpoint, Beetlejuice is an absolute standout on 4K. And I'm pleased to say, for audio, we have a Dolby Atmos track, and this thing is bombastic. I had to turn down my speaker system down a few notches, which is pretty rare for me because it was loud, it was immersive, and I don't have the greatest audio system in the world. I'm running an LG soundbar and subwoofer, and I was worried that my neighbors were going to come knock on my door and complain because it was so loud. And even when I turned it down, it was still deep and rich. The music sounded great in this movie. So that's an A+ for me as far as sound goes. Now on release day, this runs at about $25 brand new. It'll probably go down in price, but that's kind of steep. I remember my Blu-ray copy, I got that for $5 at like a Walmart bargain bin, so upgrading is going to be dependent on if you love this movie or not, because if you do, it's a definite day one pickup, because this is one of the best looking classic catalog titles I've seen on 4K. But if you're kind of lukewarm on Beetlejuice like I've been most of my life, I don't know if this is worth an upgrade. If you get a $5 Blu-ray of it, that is more than sufficient. That's what I had before, and it looked great. It looked great in its own right. But the 4K looks phenomenal, and it's a great package overall. So I would say it's a tentative day one pickup at $25, but if it gets to $20 or below, definitely pick it up, because this is a great release, and you need to support these kind of catalog titles because they're not coming at as great a frequency as I would like. We want to see 4K thrive, so make sure you go out and pick this up if you get the chance. So there you have it, Beetlejuice on 4K. What do you think of the release? What do you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting physical media like this release, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.